truth, lies, actions. It seems that all these things can avoid us, whether that's through an external force or we do it to ourselves. It seems sometimes things can be buried around us. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean certain truths or actions may be buried in narratives, biased in lies. It just seems that it can just burden on us, and it can really blind us from what we are trying to see or what we are trying to do. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, I mean this can really stop us from what we really want, or if we really want to find the truth of the matter. Well, you may ask, how could we cut through this? How could we possibly remove the blindfold, cut through the trash, cut through the noise, and truly see what we want or what others try to hide? And I believe the true key to that is questioning. To lay some foundations for this video and to really summarize what I said earlier, I do truly believe that having the right questions is what will get you to your desired effect, because then you know exactly what actions to take. So therefore, if we sharpen our questioning abilities, we should be able to bring into a greater tune, into greater focus what we actually want and what we actually need to do to accomplish that. So yes, I do fully believe that the right questions is what really is holding you back what you want and desire. Now, we know the power of questions, of the dynamics that change and mold our lives in the political realm and in our personal realm. Now, what I mean by that is, if you really want to see evil, and you really want to find the evil in your world, see where they stop the questioning. See if they completely force it out at all. Most of the times, if you want to catch liars, evil governments, or malicious individuals, they really stop questionings. They stop inquiry. Sleazy salesmen, bad politicians, bad governments, they all use the same trick. They don't like to be questioned, because when you question, you unearth the truth. Obviously, that's pretty apparent, but how can we turn this toward ourselves? Now, as I stated, I think twice already, I do believe questions is what is holding you back from what you want in your life, what you desire. So, to really solidify this point, questioning allows us to find out things and find different meanings in things. And also, to find our worldview and other people's worldview as well. Anyhow, we're going to dive into the certain tools and the certain tips and tricks that will help you sharpen your questioning ability. So the first question you may ask is, well, how do we ask questions correctly? And it's not that difficult to ask questions correctly, but you can always ask questions better. So I want you to keep these 3 things in mind when asking questions. Number 1, think about your clarity. The clearer you ask the question, the clearer the answer, the clearer the solution. So make sure you're asking clear and concise questions that really show the point of you asking. Number 2 is leave them open-ended. Make sure you're not asking closed-ended questions, as these lead to very single-minded questions, single answer questions. It's not very useful for the speaker or the asker. Number 3 is focused. Make sure you stay on point. Make sure they have purpose behind them. Make sure they don't deviate too far. It's like if we were in a discussion about economics and you asked me what I had for lunch today. I guess it's being courteous, but if we're right in the middle, slap dead of a debate, we're having a really good dialogue, and you just ask me this random question, it's kind of like, well, that's kind of outside the point. But if that one wasn't obvious, I don't know what to tell you. So keep those 3 things in mind. Make sure you're clear. Make sure you're precise. make sure they are open-ended, and make sure they are focused. Now we can think about the different ways of asking questions. And there's really, I compiled 6 different types of ways of asking questions. And obviously there's more, but these 6 are probably the most used in debates or anything about anything. But I think these would be the most useful in terms of asking other people, asking yourself questions. Number 1 is reflective questions. This obviously is asking for you or the other participant to reflect on certain circumstances or certain subjects. So examples of this question would be like, how was your day? How did you feel about that? What exactly do you believe on this subject, and where did it come from? Things of that nature. Number 2 would be dialogue questions. These are more centered on keeping a conversation going, moving along, and there's a lot of different dialogue questions, okay? So don't try to keep these more clarifying and precise, as I said before. Number 3 is probing questions. Open-ended questions that usually is taking someone through steps or a series of questions. So you would ask this question in the beginning to ultimately get to your final step in asking people questions. To gain more information and to move someone along the steps of your questioning. Number 4 would be evaluative questions, which would be asking for a judgment on something. So, what do you think is good about this? What's your opinion on this? Do you think this is good? Do you think this is bad? What do you value this? How do you value this? Things of that nature. Then number 5 is convergent questions. Obviously, these are single answer questions. It's like, example of this would be, what's the capital of the United States? I mean, you're not going to say anything. You're not going to say Berlin. You're not going to say Paris. You're not going to say New York. It's obviously one answer. It's Washington, D.C. So obviously, that's a convergent question. Number 6 is a divergent question. Now, these are the most interesting, and I believe these are where you're going to get the most depth out of your answers. So a divergent question allows multiple different answers. And the beauty about this is these are more open to interpretation. So you may ask this question to a variety of different people, and you may get a variety of different answers. And that's really a beautiful thing. And hopefully you can use these in a manner that will open amazing conversations, because a lot of times they do. Now that we have these different pieces and tips and tricks in our mind, let's go ahead and go to the first framework, and probably the greatest framework in questioning that has ever been created. That is the Socratic method. So to give some background on the Socratic method was mainly created by Socrates. However, he didn't write anything on this. He didn't have any material on this because he never wrote anything. However, we do see Socrates using his method in his pupil's books, or Plato's books, his pupil, and he uses this in the terms of question and answer between a student and a teacher. We mainly see this in the Republic through the dialogues, talk about the philosopher king, and what makes a society virtuous, and what about justice. And it's really a beautiful method. So, as I stated before, the Socratic method is mainly used between a teacher and a student, but you can use this in a variety of different ways. And you can use this in everyday conversation, you can use this in debates, because it mainly stems from if you were the asker, like if you were the teacher, you ask the student, or aka the person you're talking to, and you bring them to steps in a series of questioning that ultimately leads them to an answer using their reason and logic. And it creates the answer in their mind without you telling them. Because obviously, a lot of us, obviously, if you just outright say it, it's kind of like, wow, but the Socratic method really cuts out useless dialogue, and it allows us to really think about answers and derive much deeper and thoughtful answers. So, to give you an example, I'm going to use the Socratic method in an everyday conversation. Let's say I was thinking about quitting my job. I came to you and I was talking to you about it, and I would just start off with, well, I really feel like I may just quit my job. And you would answer, well, what is making you think about quitting your job? I'd be like, well, my boss hasn't been very nice to me, and projects he's given me is just stressing me out, man. And you would answer with, well, what actions is he taking to make you feel this way? And I would answer with, I just haven't been making the deadlines on the projects he's been giving me. And the things he does give me has just been stressing me out. And it's just a mess. And then you ask, well, what makes these deadlines feel so burdensome? It's just like, I just feel like I haven't been as good as I should be. And the expectations just lead me to trying to be perfect. And it just makes me into procrastinating even further, and then obviously I don't reach the deadline, so it's just Now this dialogue could go on, but just from a simple series of questions we derived a much greater answer from my original assertion, which was I feel like quitting my job. Now I'm thinking about what are the elements that are making me feel the way that I really want to quit the job. What's making me really feel this way? And this is the real power of the Socratic method. It really opens things up and it dissects it. It's like if you're taking your brain and just dissecting it, looking at it in third person. You're setting it on the examination table. So obviously, through the Socratic method, we see that it causes both parties to analyze and to really think deeper and find more ways of fixing things. And this, to me, the power of this is it's so simple yet so effective. And it's just a game changer. Now, what really changes everything is when you point the Socratic method and the tips and tricks I talked about earlier, and you point them towards yourself. Now this becomes a whole different ball game, okay? So I think through this way, you could really learn more about yourself and what you want, what your priorities are, almost anything. You just have to be truthful and honest and be willing to open a dialogue with yourself. Now, I don't mean like, walking around in public and talking to yourself, because then you're just going to seem like, a little bit crazy. But, having this dialogue in your mind, sitting there writing down the questions you have for yourself. And I think that's very, very, very important to our development as people, even to our mental health. Now, obviously, I covered the Socratic method and some simple tricks and tips to help you sharpen and hopefully really do more research on questioning, because I truly do believe this is what holds us back from a lot of the things that we want in life and a lot of things we just don't know. Because the Socratic method in questioning, it almost takes our brains, thoughts, and feelings, puts them on an examining table, and we're able to see it from an outside perspective. We're able to see deeper into it. We're able to just dissect it, analyze it, and truly understand and come to a better conclusion on how to fix certain problems or certain steps we need to make. And I think that's just it's very simple yet very effective. Obviously, this is a quick video, kind of like a fireside chat, which I think we need to have a lot more in this society. And just be more open about these things, man. Just keep talking about it, keep bringing it up, keeping it at the forefront of your brain. And that basically concludes this video. So I will definitely do more videos like this. I'm still researching questioning. And it's very hard to find information on this, so I do want to create dialogue with people, with me, about questioning and really learn certain techniques and what tricks really work. So if you will go in the comments and throw some suggestions at me, throw some ideas you've come up about questioning or some thoughts you had about this video. I would greatly appreciate it. And hopefully this video helped you really develop questioning. I hope it helped. I'm going to be trying to do videos that are more practical and give you the best value that I can. Obviously, I believe the most practical videos and the most value-driven videos are the best thing you can consume. I don't believe in videos that are kind of just mindless. You gotta sit there and blah, blah, blah. I really believe in content that brings the best to your life. Hopefully start something that you'll start delving into these subjects and really learning them. Obviously this is just the very surface, bare minimum of this whole subject. I really hope you do dive into this, because this is such a fascinating concept to me, and I will be doing probably more videos on this once I get more research and a lot more work on this. But yeah, tell me what you think. And I'm going to leave you with one question that I find very interesting. I don't know if this is original, but I like to ask people this when we're having deep conversations, and I'm going to ask it to you. What is the last thing you changed your mind about? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I appreciate it. I will see you hopefully in another video. I'll probably do more videos on history, philosophy. Probably going to do a video next about reading and learning how to read better, read faster, build the habit of reading. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.